Salute to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike coming at you again with another video. If y'all like the content I've been dropping in direction on my channel will set it in, I need you to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos with anybody else you think may benefit from them, alright? Now, today's topic is going to be called Order and Chaos, alright? Order and Chaos. And once again, you see I'm outside enjoying the beautiful Atlanta weather. It's feeling good out here, so I wanted to, jump right back into it and hit y'all with another topic. Now, the thing is, when it comes to order, okay, the definition is two of them. It's going to be the arrangement or disposition of people or things in relation to each other according to a particular sequence, pattern, or method. The other definition is an authoritative command, direction, or instruction. Chaos, the definition is going to be the complete disorder and confusion, or it's going to be behavior that's so unpredictable as to appear random, owing to great sensitivity to small changes in conditions. Another definition is the formless matter supposed to have existed before the creation of the universe. Now, you guys have probably heard about order and chaos, right? Even if you look at the back of the US dollar, it says ordo ab chao, which basically is Latin meaning order out of chaos. And that's exactly what the elites use in conjunction with divide and conquer to control the entire masses, right? The more that I can make everything chaotic, and then I'm the one who implements the order, and then I'm the one who also implements the further chaos, and then I implement order again. Like I can always maintain control over groups of people. And the reason why I'm talking about order and chaos is because I feel like there's a correlation between order being synonymous with like masculinity, and the inverse is the link between chaos and femininity. So it's not to say that all men are orderly and all women are chaotic, but I'm just saying, like, there's a natural disposition between masculinity and femininity where those that polarity exists. So some hard examples that you could easily see is like, number one, society has been created by men. So when you think about a society, there's laws, customs, regulations, rules, and codes of conduct by that govern basically how people conduct themselves within that society. You know what I mean? So I largely think that like men, our natural disposition is to be a little bit more orderly. I'm not talking about orderly like, oh, your room is clean. I'm talking about orderly by being ruled by logic and having like standards set for how a person is supposed to act. You know what I mean? Like a man has all these things that he's supposed to internalize, and he's supposed to implement those things in order to bend reality to his will. Another thing is going to be how men unconsciously form hierarchies opposed to just reveling in anarchy. Like, notice that happens all the time. Take it back to when you were a kid, right? You used to have like a bully dude that was on the playground. Now, we in a soft-ass culture nowadays where like bullies aren't even allowed to really exist, you know? They got cyberbullying, all this stuff that keeps bullying from happening. But in our reality, think about it. When you were a kid and there was a bully in a playground, you knew whether you could beat him up or whether you couldn't. And he maybe knew that too. Maybe he knew that you were strong and it's not worth it to, let's say, fight you compared to the weakest kid on the playground. But there was a hierarchy that existed, and y'all were kids. Nobody sat down and devised a plan on how to form a hierarchy. It just existed, right? And in all realms, you could see that men, and even women for that case, there is some type of hierarchy. Theirs is more with beauty. Ours is more with power, respect, skills. Like, let's say I go in and I'm trying to learn IT, and I go into a seminar, and there's a little nerd up there. Yeah, he might not be the most tough dude, but he's definitely an alpha in this context because he knows everything about the industry, and I'm new to it. So there's a hierarchy that exists. I can't overtalk him or seem like I know what the fuck I'm like. I can't force my way of thinking on him. He's going to be the one that, if he decides, can teach me everything I need to know about this particular industry, right? Another thing is how men have bent nature to serve the greater good. So if you think about like agriculture and taming animals, you know what I mean? Animals even form hierarchies, but if you talk about their relationship to humans, there's anarchy that exists. Like if a human doesn't tame an animal, that animal can attack, kill, and even hurt people within that person's area. You know what I mean? So we had to like conquer that aspect of animals to have them serve a purpose for us. And then another example is going to be philosophy. All right, and I think men came up with a philosophy as a logical way to try to make sense of our experience within this realm. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of the unspoken rules of nature that if we didn't come up with ways to explain it, we would just maybe be in harmonious balance with it. But like, men are the ones who sit there and ponder about grand aspects of the universe and attempt to break it down into consumable parts so that the masses of the world can understand what we're actually experiencing in nature. Take, for example, Newton or laws of physics. Who came up with laws of physics? The physics already existed, but there was some man that sat there and pondered about, concepts, wrote it down, scripted it, and taught that to the greater good of humans. So now we all have understandings. Like, we all know that, for example, I'm trying to think of one of Newton's laws, and of course, as I'm making the video, it's tripping me. But let's say a body in motion will stay in motion until it's impacted by an outside force. Now, the thing is, we've already seen that maybe happen in nature, but it was a man that sat there and worded it in a way where everybody can understand it as a law. You get what I mean? Some soft examples of, let's say, how men are like naturally orderly and women tend to be more chaotic. Like honor, like keeping your word. It's not to say that no women keeps their word. You guys get what I'm saying, but that's typically a male thing. Shaking somebody's hand and saying and committing to something and then actually keeping your word. That's a code of conduct that men typically run by because we're ruled by order. All right, think about how men, what do they usually want in their relationship? Peace. But what does a woman usually want? Excitement. You know what I'm saying? Their disposition is to be more like loving chaos. All right, another thing. And once again, don't hit me with the all police. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to break this down in generalizations. You can't really explain anything unless you're like kind of being general. So I'm just saying this, and y'all can get in the comment section down below and tell me what you think, but this is just my thinking, you know what I mean? So men tend to lean towards simplicity and predictability, and women tend to lean towards complexity and unpredictability. You know what I mean? Men love with ideals, and they try their best to hold themselves to those ideals. Women love opportunistically. So it's basically case dependent whether your woman's really going to be in love with you anymore. Once again, you have logical versus emotional. Logical, thinking with the mind, coming up with a reason, and then trying to implement that. Or, you shift your behavior based on what you think. You do a cost-benefit analysis, right? Versus just going with how you feel about everything. Your feelings are constantly changing, constantly flowing. But your logic is tending to be pretty much solid unless you make drastic changes to your character and your personality. Also, another thing is like you have direct versus indirect. How many times have you been, let's say, talking with your woman and it seems like her emotions will take it all over the place? Or even if y'all get into an argument, you know what I mean? You might not even really be able to hone in on what she's actually mad about. You're going to get like a word salad of things that maybe made her mad from years ago. And y'all are going to be over here going back and forth, but it's indirect. You know what I'm saying? Where men are typically direct. And notice within men, like whenever we speak amongst ourselves, if a man's not direct and saying what's actually on his mind or what's making him mad or what he thinks is a mistake from the other man, that other man won't respect him as much. He'll actually look at him and consider him to be more feminine. So think about that. And the next thing is like getting to the point versus being all over the place. I kind of just hit on that. You know what I mean? You talked with your girl before or women before, and it's like a whole lot of emotions determine how she's going to communicate. But when you talk to a man, like, we always got to have some type of subject verb agreement. We always got to have like some type of sequence of events when we explain a story. All right, so how to function in a relationship if you're thinking about, let's say, chaos and order. My thing is, this is advice to my men. Respect to any woman who's watching this channel. Maybe you can agree or you can disagree, or, you know what I mean, feel free to comment below. But these are just some rules that I made, and if it was a dude who was going along in a relationship, like, I would just drop these gems, because I definitely learned these in the context of my relationship. One would be, you got to hone in on masculine principles. The goal is to balance the energy so that polarity remains palpable. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is masculine and feminine, they're almost facing each other on opposite ends of the spectrum. Okay? So basically, a very, very masculine man would fit very good with a very, very feminine woman. If there's at any point where y'all feel like y'all getting close to each other, y'all bumping heads, she's going on her masculine, you're going on your feminine, you feel like you backpedaling, you on eggshell, like, the thing you got to do is you got to hone in on masculine principles in order to rebalance out that polarity so that she's always wanting to be feminine in your presence. You know what I mean? We got like a culture right now that's supporting masculine ass tendencies in women, and what that's bringing out is weak, like wet noodle type men. So you gotta hone in on those masculine principles. Hence, like, another video reference that I gave y'all, to my men out there, I gave you a video talking about intentional suffering. You know what I mean? Being a man is not easy. I'm not saying being a woman is, but I'm just saying there's a lot of, like, being a man is more like you have to go through struggle in order to really call yourself a man. You know, so you need to intentionally struggle and suffer, i.e. weightlifting or putting yourself through mental challenges, always seeking to grow, expand, getting more in touch with your masculine side, and doing things that will actually cultivate your masculinity is what I'm talking about here. I've even talked about semen retention, taking cold showers, things of that nature, right? 2, completely digest red pill ideology. If y'all ain't never heard about MGTOW, if you ain't never heard about men going their own way, let this be your first introduction, okay? Now, clearly, I'm a dude who's in a relationship. I'm married, but I still adhere to the principles that red pillars talk about. You need to understand female nature. You know what I mean? You wouldn't go buy a snake, put it in a cage, and then be surprised when it bites you, or when it, you know what I mean, looks like it's aggressive. Like, you need to understand the nature of what you're dealing with. If you have a female next to you, you need to understand what is making her attracted to me. What am I doing that makes her turned off? What is the likelihood that she's going to try to replace me in the future? What can I do to, let's say, combat that? What did men of the past know that men of today just struggle to understand? You need to get this stuff into your system and constantly keep it refreshed. Trust me, no one will lose by you understanding female nature and also red pill as it pertains to life. 3, kill your idea of what love should be like and accept female nature for what it is. That kind of goes back to my last point, bro. All these Disney movies is what a lot of women have in their head as a notion on how a relationship's to be, and all these men are out here basically chasing the same love that their mother gave them. Your wife is not your woman. Your mom. She's not gonna ever care for you. No woman will ever care for you, if you're lucky, more than your mom. So stop trying to find that in females. It's never gonna happen, bro. And even if you do, it's gonna be short-lived. I'm willing to guarantee, I'll put all money on it. If you got a chick that's over here spoiling you, doing this, cooking for you, cleaning for you, doing all this, that, and the third, bro, you better stay on point and keep doing whatever you're doing to keep her like that. Because the minute you, like, fall back, especially if you lose some of your masculinity, bro, she's gonna dip on you, and you're gonna be all hurt and all wondering what happened. Bro, a woman is not supposed to act like your fucking mom. Another thing, pillar, all right? Never let up on self-improvement. Bro, it doesn't make sense for you to be a single dude, all up on your game, keeping your shit tight, keeping your hair cut and all that. You know what I mean? keeping your clothes and your dress game sharp. Then you get with your girl and then you just start getting comfortable. Bro, I'll be honest, like, you saw the other video that I made. I just made a video talking about the beautiful dangers of expansion. I hadn't got my hair cut there. I wasn't as fresh as I am right now. You know what I mean? But that same day, I still worked out, still clean. That outfit I had on was fresh. We went out to eat that day. You know what I'm saying? I understand you're not always going to be, spick and span perfect. But what I'm talking about is you should never just fall back and think you good. Go back to my favorite song from Future. What did I tell y'all? Don't get too comfortable. Even if you're in a relationship, don't ever get too comfortable, bro. Especially you as a man, bro. There is no mercy for you out in this world. You got to cover your own bases. You got to take care of yourself. And if you ain't doing that, what, your woman's supposed to do it? What, she's supposed to still be attracted to you even though you ain't taking care of yourself? Were you like that in the beginning? You see what I'm saying? It's a hard, long road being a man. That's just how it is, bro. You better take care of yourself and don't ever get caught slipping. Another thing, sexual discipline. What did I talk about that before? Stop being fucking thirsty. Stop being a simp. Stop every single time a chick walk by in yoga pants, dang, bro, stop, bro. What are you talking about? Stop getting on fucking Instagram and over here trying to chase chicks. Like, bro, work on yourself. All the fucking people in the red pill community talking about it right now. Here you are still being thirsty, still, you know what I mean, being a slave to your lower nature. Internalize the notion that you are the more dominant and powerful sex. So act and maneuver accordingly. Bro, don't be over here whining to your girl, telling her every single thing that bothers you, you know what I mean, looking like you ain't got a plan for your life. Nah, bro, nobody respects that. Not even other men respect that. And if you want advice or you want to vent, get with a dude that's on your page and convey your thoughts to him, because he'll probably be able to at least drop his shield, you know what I mean, and politic with you and understand where you're coming from, because he's going through the same battle as a man himself. Don't be over here spilling all your beans to women all the time, bro. All they're going to do is use it against you at some later point, and you're going to be over here all hurt and feeling betrayed. Bro, understand their nature and you'll be 10 steps ahead. Another thing is, love her, but don't be in love. Bro, that's probably the most crucial point that I could give you, bro. If you love your woman, that's totally fine. Be noble, you know what I mean? Try to carry yourself with some type of code of conduct out here. Like I said, it's a lot of dudes out here in this day and age. They are giving every dude like me, you, and whoever's watching this video a fucking bad rap. A lot of dudes out here deceiving, lying, doing all type of ill, grimy stuff, scamming. There ain't no fucking honor in that. Be a stand-up man. But don't be over here all pussy whipped by your girl. Don't be over here, you know what I mean? I don't know what I would do if she left me. Like, bro, you shouldn't even be thinking like that. She should feel like she has a winner right next to her. And you should feel like you're a winner too. Who, win, lose, or draw, is going to be fine regardless of what happens. Internalize that, bro. I'm telling you that. I'm looking dead in the camera. Internalize that notion, bro. It's okay for you to love your girl, but don't be over here in love. What you talking about? You 18 years old? This your first puppy love or something? I'll give you a grace period. You know what I'm saying? 18 and 24. Yeah, get with your first girl. Get your little heart broke or be sad and listening to songs and, you know what I mean, wondering. Go through all that bullshit when you young. But you over here 37 like me, 40 years old. You over here heartbroken about a chick. Like, bro, ain't nobody gonna respect that, man. You better hold yourself together. Like I said, you a man. You don't get a pass. And also another thing, there's no need to command. You'll only be met with resistance due to feminist programming. There was probably a time where you could get with a girl and you could truly lead her. You could tell her what to do and she would literally look at you like an authority figure. You know what I mean? Like basically on the same level, if not surpassing that of her father. But today's world, a woman don't really need a man to actually live a comfortable life. So if she actually is with you, you can't really command the way that you may think. But what's the solution? It's to lead via silent yet effective example. Like, think about when you were a kid, bro. All the stuff that your parents told you. You might have went total against what they said, though, because you were following their actions. They smoking. They telling you don't smoke. But what did you do when they left? You tried to smoke. They cussed. They tell you, boy, you better not be cussing. What the hell did you do as soon as they left? You cussed everybody the fuck out. So lead by example. You ain't got to sit here and try to command your chick. She ain't no damn soldier in the army. just remember all these pillars that I'm talking about, alright? So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. I'll holler at y'all on the next one.